Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. A lot of stuff happening, strangeness, both on our planet and off. And the first thing that I want to bring to your attention is this mysterious structure that was recently discovered on Mars, which without even zooming in all the way, you can already tell that whatever it is, it's massive and it's tall. And that has already been described by numerous people that this has been shown to as what appears to be something artificial, something that you could almost describe as a runway of sorts. But on the other hand, it could just be a natural formation. But let's go ahead and look a little further. So here we are zoomed in. I'll put the coordinates to this down below. And as you're seeing, sticking out from the rest of this pretty much identical surface terrain, we see this circular, or well, oval-shaped structure rising up from the surface, as you can see from the shadow being cast by the object. And a few things stick out to me about this. First of all, is just how flat the top of this plateau, this what kind of appears to be a mesa, as you would see here on Earth, or one of the many flat-top mountains that can be seen around the globe. But this object is massive, measuring from one end to the other, as you're seeing here, almost 1¼ miles from end to end, and standing around 0.19 miles, or just over 1,000 feet tall. And what has also been pointed out were these other two anomalous features sort of coming up to the object, almost like you would think of trails or roads or paths, both stretching almost a mile from the object, leading up to it, and then connecting, almost like you would think of a couple of ramps leading up to this massively tall, wide and flat-topped structure. Now, just to give you an idea, there was a recent release by NASA of another quote-unquote Mesa on planet Mars, and you're seeing that here, which, as we zoom in, it really looks nothing like this structure that we're looking at. I mean, even in this image, you can see that the top of this object, while I guess kind of flat, I mean, it's littered with craters, weathering, indentations, what have you, and it really just doesn't look like this object here. Now, what was even more kind of fascinating to me is that on Google Mars, when you switch to a 3D view, gives you a 3D view of the terrain that has been mapped out by these probes, you'll notice, and you can see all of these high-rising mountains in the background surrounding the structure, but the structure itself, oddly enough, is suspiciously, or would at least appear to be, not mapped out or rendered in this three-dimensional environment. It's almost as if as they were doing this mapping, they decided to leave this area out. So it looks just like your typical, a flat piece of terrain. But even at this angle, you can see that this object should be standing up and we should get a little bit of depth in 3D, but we're not. I mean, is this some sort of remnant or ruin, an artificial structure from a time when Mars was much similar to Earth? It almost kind of reminds me of some of the structures here on Earth, these flat mountains. It also reminded me of the mysterious Nazca runways located in Peru, where you'll notice that some of the mountains there also have a flat top, along with what pretty much appear to be artificial runways carved into the surface, along with a slew of hundreds of these ancient geoglyphs dating back hundreds, some say thousands upon thousands of years. Geoglyphs that are so massive that you can only see them from the sky. However, at the time that they were created, we had no airplanes, no means to see these things. So the big question has always been, what was it that was high enough in the sky that had the ability to see these objects? Yeah, you guys tell me what you think about this. It definitely, in my opinion, is anomalous. And I'll put the coords down below. You guys can check it out for yourselves. So now in other news, on the extreme weather front, and more to the point, strange animal behavior, if you followed the channel in recent months, we've been talking a lot about the wildlife around Earth, be it birds or ground-dwelling animals. They're all acting strange, whether they are vanishing completely from certain regions that normally they would be flourishing in at this time of the year, birds dropping from the sky in record numbers, thousands upon thousands, some would say millions in some areas, of sea life washing up on beaches around the world. And now we have something extremely strange, it would appear. Something is going on with the reindeer in the Arctic. A new story has recently been published along with some images and video footage of several herds of Arctic reindeer located in Russia's Kola Peninsula, which is a part of the Arctic Circle, walking in these strange circular patterns for no apparent reason. And so this video was originally posted to the Facebook page of the Museum of Anthropology and Ethnography based in St. Petersburg, Russia, with this sort of overhead, either taken by drone or helicopter, view of these large herds of Arctic reindeer walking, or almost what appears to be running, in these circular patterns, and both in pens and out in the wild. And nobody seems to know why the animals are acting this way, why they are just circling, just running in circles, with many theories abound as to whether the animals are doing this because they sense something is not right with the planet, whether it be something to do with Earth's magnetic field, seeing as that the area that they're located in is so close to the North Pole. We just don't know. Others have said that maybe they're doing this to stay warm, or maybe, you know, protecting the weakest of the herd in the center, you know, from predators. But it's strange because they're all doing this in each separate pen. And so, you know, a lot of those theories just don't make sense to me. So, yeah, it's really, really strange. I'll put a link down below to the article about this, as well as the Facebook page that the video was posted on. Animals are acting up, guys. And, you know, aside from this mysterious weather happening around the world, snowing in the desert, golf ball-sized hail hitting areas both in the United States, Europe, the Middle East. Here you're seeing a video that a viewer sent me of what they called an unusually intense and short storm that included hail as well as strong rain that occurred in central Israel, which according to them was totally not common for the season and the month that it happened. And as you can see here, I mean, it's totally flooded. And, you know, now with this massive volcanic eruption occurring in Hawaii, we've been covering for the past couple of days, and it doesn't seem to be, you know, stopping anytime soon. More and more people are being evacuated, more and more fissures are opening up, lava leaking through cracks in the roads and the countryside. It's just, it's crazy stuff, and I really do feel for the people out there in Hawaii. So, it truly is, it would seem to be some tense things happening around the planet. And I don't know what it means. I'm not going to pretend to know what I mean, but I'm also, you know, I'm not going to fearmonger and tell you guys that the end of the world is coming or anything like that. But we will continue to report on the strange activity, the strange animal behavior, and just all the mysterious things happening around Earth. You know, you can guarantee that that will be featured here. So, tell me what you guys think down below and stay safe. And lastly, I would like to finish out today's video with a new clip that was sent to me by a fellow viewer out of Germany, who, while using his night vision camera, captured a couple of mysterious objects out in space passing by. If you remember, a couple of videos back, we featured a similar piece of footage of a couple of strange objects moving once again in space over Mount Adams in Washington. And so, without further ado, here is that clip. The original link to it I will put down below, so check it out, tell me what you guys think, and I will see you all back in just a bit.